Well, then let's tell you also that former National Security Advisor, Constable Dasuki, has been granted bail by a federal high court sitting in Abuja. This is the sixth bail that will be granted to the former NSA. However, he has remained in custody of the Department of State Services, DSS. The trial judge, Justice Ijoma Ojukwu, during the hearing on Monday, described Dasuki's continuous detention over the last 2.5 years as an aberration to the rule of law, and a contrition. She therefore granted the former NSA bail in the sum of 200 million and 2 sureties.
The whole essence of this ruling today is that the detention of Constable Dasuki since 2015 is illegal, and the court has ordered that he be released on bail. I am hopeful, and I'm praying, and I'm pleading with the government to comply with the order of the court. After all, it is the same court they have referred the matters to. It is the same court that will try all the cases, be it arms, money laundering, or what have you. And it is only the court, as of today, that can jail or free. So if the very court you have applied to for punishment or for trial, you are not obeying the orders, then that may pose a moral problem in future, because you can't ridicule my order and come to me for an indulgence.
Let's get to the story of the day. Globalization is good because it allows massive increased trade. E-commerce, on the other hand, has changed the face of doing business. But when Nigeria's permanent voter card is listed for sale on a Chinese website, well, it calls for consent, isn't it? So the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says it will not take the situation lightly. The commission said the clone and sale of the cards were anticipated, and measures have been taken to preserve and further secure electoral materials. So how much of a threat will this pose to the electoral process? What is the possibility of cloning the cards? How can the commission block unauthorized and malicious access to its database? Who is behind the alleged cloning anyway? So we get down to the matter tonight and break it all down for you. Hear from INEC and also hear from an IT and communications expert the possibility of manipulating Nigeria's election through this process. But first, of course, as it happens right now, a lot of Nigerians are reacting to the issues. One of those who have spoken loud about this matter, as it happened around afternoon yesterday, is a convener of the Red Card movement and a former Minister of Education, Dr. Ezekwesili, and he joins us via telephone right now. Dr. Ezekwesili, thank you so much for talking to us on the program today. You've raised a concern on Twitter, and you said you perhaps would love to speak to INEC on this matter. What are your fears?
Well, the immediate fear was, could it be that the system, the tech system for INEC, has been compromised, and people feel that it is vulnerable to that kind of cloning. And if it has been compromised and susceptible to such cloning, then what would happen is that it would undermine the integrity of the elections. If the integrity of the elections cannot be assured, then what would happen is that you would have an election that would hand over mandate to people that have not been elected by citizens. And so on the basis of that, we decided that as a citizens movement, we needed to hear directly from INEC on how they were responding to that development. The INEC chairman immediately granted an opportunity for a meeting this evening, and we had that meeting. And in the course of our meeting, they assured us that they had taken that inherently the system is built to the level where the use of a cloned card would not be helpful to anybody, because the card reader must work hand in hand with the PVC. You can't have just the PVC that's not linked to the card reader. There's the hardware, there's the software, and then there's the whole process. And in between all of these three are security systems and features that insulate or in fact, provide a safeguard against such kind of cloning. That regardless of the assurance that they gave, we ask that three things be done, because if you do not have the confidence of the citizens in the electoral umpire, then you have a problem. So we suggested that three things be done, and they did welcome the three things we suggested. One, we suggested that they needed to have a specific Q&A, question and answer, that would imagine all the questions that people have now and answer them, specific to this latest development on the cloning and sale of the PVCs on the world's largest e-market platform, Alibaba. And second, they should agree to a tech squad that is composed of IT citizens, engaged citizens, so that a citizens group, a subset of the citizens movement that are very technical and very knowledgeable of safety and security systems, and who can speak to the level of confidence that we should have in what INEC has been able to do. And then number three, that really staying with that tech squad, we agree that tech squad will engage with INEC and then be able to independently give an assessment of what they see of the strength of INEC's security measures to safeguard against any kind of vulnerability of software, hardware, and process to any such activity like the cloning of the PVCs and perhaps even hacking. And then the third thing was a suggestion that they should use the Osun and Ekiti election as a laboratory for a simulation of some sort to show how strong and how insulated from any kind of attack that is on fabric. So these three things were agreed, and they would implement them.
Okay. Dr. Ezekwesili, it does look like it was a robust engagement that you have with INEC. Let's hear from INEC. Thank you so much, Dr. Ezekwesili, for your intervention and for your time on the program tonight.